Well, it's 5 p.m. here on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, the day after the sale. I picked up the checks and I made like $18,000, I think, on those cows. They ended up being around 500 or 600 pounds, and the prices were really good. Some of them were getting like $290. One of them got like $190, but most of them were in the $250 range, which is a really good price, you know, even for this time of year. I'm going to sit down and try to figure out which ones did well and which ones didn't. It's kind of hard for me to match the line items to the cows that I own, but I think I might be able to figure out most of them. Number 24 sold for under $1,000, like $980. I think that people weren't ready to take on a cow. I don't know if they preg checked her or not, but if they did and she came back open, then certainly she's only worth that much, if that. So we came out here to the row. We used feed and we called the cows. There was 3 cows in the north there, metal tag 6 and one of the white cows, and Blackie was off in the south, and I was able to get them all back in. We used cattle cubes to bribe them to come, and then just built a temporary little box, opened up the fence, and they just went straight in. It really wasn't a problem. In the process of that, though, all the sheep decided to come investigate what I was calling the cows for. And so the sheep came to the cattle, and about 2/3 of them decided they wanted to continue north. So they're all in the north section there. And the rest of them stayed behind. And some of them are in the row. You know, this is Yami here. Yami was a bottle lamb, so she likes to find me. And there's a couple of the sheep that don't mind me at all. So, in other sheep news, my ram, the breeding ram, the one breeding ram I have left, the St. Croix purebred, he has a big lump like the size of my fist next to his anus, his butthole. And I have no idea what that is. I'm just going to assume it's a cyst and see if it passes naturally. He doesn't seem sick at all. I probably should sit down and watch to see if he can poop normally. He probably can. It's just next to the anus. It's not right on the anus. But I caught him and palpated it. I guess I touched it basically. And I kind of poked around his anus a little bit with the glove. And I didn't really see any plumbing wrong. I didn't see any blood. It didn't seem like it was that uncomfortable for him. So I did a little internet search, and there wasn't anything besides, regular cysts that they tend to get from time to time. So I'm just going to let that go and see what happens. I have another ram that I don't mind breeding with the sheep, but he's not very old, so I don't know how good a job he can do. I need them ready by March. So if things don't go well with that breeding ram, aka he dies, in other words, he dies, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go look for a Katahdin ram and bring the Katahdin genes into there. I'm not really happy with the St. Croix. It didn't really do as well as I thought it would do. I'm going to try Katahdin. Probably not going to bring Dorperon, but the principle I'm going to follow is look for a farm that doesn't use dewormer. And if I can't find that, then I'm going to find a farm that uses very little dewormer and does spot deworming instead of deworming all the sheep all at once. And probably buy 2 or 3 at least, just for the size of my flock, and also the possibility that they won't do well on my farm. Anyway, so let's go back to the sale. So I was thinking, like, okay, well, it's not a bad amount of money for the cows that I had, the cattle that I had, and I really don't think I could have expected more. I mean, the only thing I could have done was put more weight on the animals before I sold them, and in order to do that, I'd have to feed them or keep them longer, right? And keeping them longer really wasn't an option, right? And I don't know how much weight they would have gained just eating hay and a little bit of protein supplement from time to time. But so that really wasn't an option to keep them longer. I could feed them before I sell them, get a little better price. But the true story is I don't plan on selling that many cows at the sale barn in the future. So optimizing for the sale barn isn't really in my future interests. My plan is to keep the steer, almost all the steer I can, raise them to weight, sell them for meat to the consumer, find customers that want a cow and sell it. And as far as the heifers and cows go, I think purebred or close to purebred South Poles would do way better in classified ads looking for people who want South Pole, or at a South Pole sale barn, right, where they specialize in South Pole. So if I decide to sell my South Poles, I'll find a better marketing venue than the local sale barn for that. That's kind of the way it is with any breed. If it's not Angus, if it's not Charolais or one of those, then you kind of have to look to find a good place to sell it, get a better price. So that's kind of where I'm at. And see, I'm going to basically keep every calf that's born this year. I'm going to sell maybe a couple cows that don't perform, maybe sell a couple of the calves that aren't up to snuff. So, and then next year, 2026, I'm going to get rid of 10 of my cows, as the 10 heifer calves that I'm thinking that'll be born this year are going to give me some calves in 2026. So, and at that point, then 2027, same thing. Sell basically the rest of the cows, maybe keep number 10, if any. But sell the rest of the cows, keep all of the calves. So I'm going to have like 20 steer, and then I'm going to have 20 cows, and just keep replacing the cows with more and more better bred South Pole. But the thing I got to do is I can't be religiously aligned with the South Pole breed. I have to see how the cows are performing and what they're doing. And if a half South Pole is doing better than a 3/4 South Pole, this 3/4 South Pole is going to go, right? I'll keep the half one. And so that's what I'll be doing, is just targeting genetics rather than breed. And at some point when the South Poles are breeding back, the half South Poles, I might have to replace the bull, get another South Pole bull, let this one go, maybe sell them. I might be able to get a better price for them if I sell them as a South Pole bull, purebred South Pole bull with papers, and then I can show people the calves that he made with the cows, and then at least they know what they'll be getting. It should be good for several more years after that, and then replace that with another young South Pole bull, or maybe I get a Great Judy South Pole bull, start bringing the Judy genetics into my herd. So if you're wondering why these guys are so loud, they are still upset. They miss their calves. They might cross the wire trying to get back to find their calves, but 3 cows have already gone down there and didn't find anything. So I'm not really too worried about it. I do need to get a hold of the sheep. They can't be grazing there. So I might try to chase them across the wire and go back to double wire so they don't be back grazing like they're doing right now. I don't want them grazing there right now. So, all right, guys, you have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.